What's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue, and I'm here with my boy Darren.
What's up,
And
guys?
yeah, man, it's been a long time since we've been able to shoot a video together, especially due to the quarantine. But there is some obviously, tremendous news to be talking about right now, and I thought it'd be fitting that we finally do our Zoom call together. So, just first off, Darren, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. It's getting it's getting colder now. Or yesterday was super hot.
Yeah, I was dying.
Last week I was dying, but today's it's a bit cooler, so I'm feeling good. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm on break at work, as a lot of you guys probably seen in our previous videos. This is where I shoot my lunch breaks, my lunch break videos. But yeah, everything's good. I'm blessed to have a job still, and I'm
Or
just I'm over here trying to work and balance this whole getting the videos out. And there's a lot of interesting things to talk about. And today we're gonna focus in on talking about the Snyder Cut being finally released, as well as Henry Cavill, the news about Henry Cavill, or the rumors about Henry Cavill, I should say. And then also, we're going to read some of the comments. And we got an interesting scoop that I literally just read right before hopping onto this Zoom call. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be talking about all of that. It's super interesting, and it has to do with a future Man of Steel movie from one of our followers. So yeah, let's get right into it. So Darren, I haven't got to talk to you about this yet. Justice League, the Snyder Cut. I want to bring this up to you because the way I hopped onto this YouTube channel, and obviously you started this YouTube channel 2017. You started making a few videos, and then we went on to vacation. We went on a cruise to the Bahamas. Was it Bahamas? To Jamaica. We went on a cruise to Jamaica, Mexico. And basically, this is when I hopped on the Heroes Avenue channel. We were talking about it on a cruise. The Justice League trailer was about to drop, and we were on vacation. And I said, "Hey, man, let me hop on this channel with you." And that's when
Yeah,
the trailer dropped. I remember because Darren had asked me, guys. He was like, "Hey, you want to hop on the channel? Let's do a video reaction to the Justice League trailer." So Darren went and took a nap. I went to the
yeah,
cruise gym. So the trailer dropped while I was working out. I remember I was on a pec deck machine doing flies, and the trailer dropped, and I was like, "Do I have to wait for Darren? I'll just watch it right now." And I watched it. I was amazed by the trailer, and then I get a text from Darren on the cruise. "Hey, the trailer dropped. Where are you at?" And I was like, "Damn, man, I'm sorry, I couldn't wait."
I remember that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always remember that because that was like the first day I officially hopped on to this channel. But super exciting. We've come a long way from that to this finally being released, man. What do you think?
It's crazy. I never thought it's been an up and down journey with this whole Snyder Cut thing. I mean,
Yeah,
there's been moments where I've been like super supportive. I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely happening. And then there's been low moments where I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna get my hopes up and just gonna let it be.
yeah,
Um, and finally, like I especially the day before, Zack Snyder was gonna do that watch party for Man of Steel. I
yeah,
still had like my doubts, like maybe this is a fluke. This probably might not happen, but there was that huge percentage of me where it was like, everyone's telling us that it's gonna happen. All these reports are saying it's gonna happen, and then when it finally did announce on that watch party with Henry Cavill,
yeah.
I was screaming in my living room. I was like, "Holy shit! It's finally happening!"
I know. I was
And
I was literally at a meeting. I was hopping onto a Zoom meeting at work, and I just logged on to someone's live stream really quick, and then I happened to log on right at the time he announced it, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And I hopped onto the meeting late. Obviously, I texted you. You see that shit?
yeah,
But yeah, super
but
hyped, man. And we gotta
2020 is
go ahead.
oh, no, okay, 2020 is the year of unprecedented times. Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
has never happened before. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
crazy. And the whole Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon situation is unique within itself.
yeah.
Uh, and it's crazy how it's happening right now.
And you make a good point in terms of like, hey man, there were low points in your belief in whether or not this shit was gonna ever happen. I'm sorry, I keep
Yeah.
cussing. When I'm talking about boy Darren, sometimes I tend to cuss a lot more, guys. But when when this, there were low points, like I said, during this whole 2 years, and I just gotta say, without the movement of the fans, people continuously posting, keeping it going, I don't think I would ever, I would have kept my enthusiasm. I kept my enthusiasm the whole time. You can see in previous videos, I said, this is going to get released. I just don't know how many years it's going to take.
Yeah.
But I did feel like, man, I was feeling low. But thankfully for Zack Snyder, for him keeping us going. Like Zack Snyder just put out a video, I think it was today, early this morning or yesterday, thanking the fans, saying, hey man, he thought this movement was interesting when it first came out. And then he said, hey, people are going to forget about this, but no one forgot about it. And they kept going with it. And it turned into a good cause.
Crazy.
And without everyone involved, I think I would have definitely lost hope. So I just, shout out to everyone on the channel for commenting, even the doubters, man. You doubters made me want to fight for it even more. So yeah, so shout outs to you guys. But yeah, we're living in crazy times. Cannot wait for this movie. We've already talked about in previous videos, the Snyder Cut itself. But yeah, a lot of things to go around. But moving on from the Snyder Cut, the big story obviously is I was working out yesterday and I dropped a quick video on my phone letting you guys know that Deadline put out an article saying the rumors are that Henry Cavill is now in talks to return as the Man of Steel, but not in a Man of Steel sequel, but in future DC project or projects. So first of all, Darren, you didn't get to speak on it yet. What is your reaction to this, and what do you think? What projects might he be coming into? Do you believe this, and what projects might he be suited for?
Yeah, this definitely confirms the previous rumors that we heard before, where there was a potential cameo with Superman showing up in Shazam or Black Adam, and so that does affirm those rumors. And so, I mean, I'm not totally surprised, but I'm also like happy that it's going to happen. And I remember in the Zack Snyder watch party when Henry Cavill was there, some of the fans were like, I really I really hope that I see you someday as Superman. And then I remember seeing like Henry Cavill's reaction. It was just like he just had a smirk, like he knew really? Something was building. He was just like, yeah, I just can't say anything, but something is there.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, it's not like a full-on sequel that's gonna automatically happen. But as long as we get Henry Cavill in some way, in some form, as Superman, I'm totally excited for that.
Yeah, so, you gotta remember, I guess, there are, these movies are made years before, like all the things are happening years before it actually is announced. So, right now we got Aquaman 2 in line, we got Shazam 2 in line, we got a Black Adam movie in line, and obviously the Suicide Squad is still, in the works. So there's a lot of things to be done before Superman or a Man of Steel sequel could be actually announced. And if we're going to talk a little bit about what Grace Randolph had to say in her latest video.
Yeah.
But if she's to be believed, Warner Brothers may not actually, they may be working on it, but they're just not publicly announcing that that's what's going to happen. What movies, if this were true, what movies would you like to, what movie or movies do you think he's suited to actually be in, knowing what's coming ahead?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly want to see him, if he was going to do a cameo, I want to see him in the Shazam sequel. I definitely want to see that. Like, I don't really care if he shows up in Black Adam or not. Yeah. I just feel like if he does show up in Black Adam and Shazam doesn't, I just feel like that's a missed opportunity, and it's just not how it should flow out. Like, it definitely should be Shazam versus Black Adam, not Superman, Black Adam.
And that makes total sense. And you said it wouldn't make sense if it was just a Black Adam movie, and I think that's right. The way to do it, if you want him in the Black Adam movie, is to have him appear in Shazam first. Of course, he never really appeared in the first Shazam, but if he was to appear in the second Shazam, maybe be somewhat mentored to Billy, kind of like, what we've seen in the past in the animated movies, or in the animated movie, they could potentially lead that into a Black Adam cameo as well, and that would make sense. Jumping in straight to a Black Adam movie don't make sense, but if they did Shazam first, I think it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. The relationship could be similar to like a Tony Stark and Peter Parker. Dynamic.
Don't let that trigger you guys if you guys are not. We are fans of the MCU over here as well. So it's
There is an
a good thing. Yeah, I think you know, it would be awesome to see him in an Aquaman 2.
yeah,
Especially if you've read like the early Rebirth arcs where you know, they go kind of head to head
yeah,
with conflicts of interest. You know, Aquaman wants to, um, you know, he has a bone to pick with the U.S. about how the oceans are treated and things, and Superman has to be someone who goes up against him. It would be
yeah.
awesome for him to,
Cool.
yeah.
There is a new rumor that came out today with a tweet from Justin Kroll, kind of debunking that Superman won't be appearing in Black Adam. That's what the tweet said, at least.
It says he won't
So
be.
he won't be. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's
Well,
what he's hearing.
yeah, you know, you know,
But
you got to take all these with a grain of salt, and you know,
yeah, I know.
regardless of the fact that we're going to get him in at least one cameo appearance, and potentially that can potentially lead to more. That sounds, you know, I'm just
Yeah,
super juiced for this. So I guess the question is, what do you guys think? What, you know, what movies do you think he's going to appear in next? And I think um, so Grace Randolph, she made a video. We're moving on to the next kind of one of our closing topics before we read some comments here. But Grace Randolph talks about the fact that in one of her videos, she talks about a lot of things, interesting things for sure. Um, but one of the things that really, you know, piqued my interest was the fact that she says WB was asking Zack Snyder to leave room in his Snyder Cut to potentially lead to a Justice League 2 or a Man of Steel sequel. Now, obviously, with Zack Snyder getting a bunch more money to kind of finish and possibly even enhance the cut he wanted to release, um, WB seems to be reigniting the DCEU flame. It's like the DCEU is alive again, once again. Like, you know, it seemed like it was turning in a different direction and just busted a U-turn, and now we're back on the path that we were headed on. So,
yeah.
you know, what do you think about this news? Do you think the DCU is going forward? And if so, what's your reaction to Grace Randolph's rumor about WB asking Zack Snyder to put in kind of ways in the movie or leave room in the movie for potential sequel for the Justice League and Man of Steel?
Man, that is, man, there's so much back and forth with Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder, and like the vision that they have for DC. It's so much of backpedaling and all that stuff. I mean, I I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah,
Just because that's just so much. That's so much that Warner Brothers would be putting so much trust in Zack Snyder again.
yeah.
I mean, this whole thing is this whole like Zack's release of Zack Snyder cut is happened because they didn't trust Zack Snyder's vision.
Well, you got to
So
remember there are also new people in charge. AT&T bought out Warner
yeah,
Brothers.
well,
Old guard
okay,
is
you're
coming
right.
on. Yeah.
You're right. So
Well,
the
I should say part of her rumor um, was that it's going to live on in the streaming universe, but
okay.
potentially, how, you know, given the popularity, it has the room to branch off into the movies. So kind
I
of
guess
like,
that's how it is for a lot of movies, right? They always like leave the end. They always leave something for in case there is like a sequel or like a trilogy in place.
yeah,
So that would make sense.
yeah.
If not, then maybe that will leave room for like for when the Justice League does eventually reunite, maybe with different characters. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, and you know,
It's hard
there's
to predict
for
WB's
sure,
plan. Like it's really hard to predict.
for sure, and
Yeah.
you know, lastly, with this whole you know, Henry Cavill potentially coming back, us getting the Snyder cut, there's like a new call, not only for the air cut, but there's a new call to get Ben Affleck back involved, and Grace Randolph even touches
Yeah.
on that, saying, hey, you know, there might be room there. You know, she didn't really
Oh,
say that
yeah.
it's back or anything, but what do
Yeah.
you think about Batfleck coming back? Do you think, would you like to see that? Would you like to see that? Especially given the current circumstances with another Batman movie coming out. What do you think about that?
Dude, I would love to see Ben Affleck reprise his role as Batman, um, but I just don't believe it. I just don't think he would put on the cowl again because you got
Yeah,
to remember, like Justice League happened. Justice League and Batman vs Superman was like a really dark time in his life.
yeah,
Like he was going through a divorce. He was an alcoholic, and especially the negative responses with both those movies, like spiraled him into alcoholism, which he went through rehab like twice, I think.
Well,
And so,
to be fair, he was going through that, the dark things behind the scenes, along with his negative experiences with people like Jeff Johns on, reportedly
yeah,
on the set is kind of what like made his distaste happen for the DCU. But in recent interviews, he talked about how he has fond memories, especially for BVS. He does have fond memories of that, and he recently went onto Kevin Smith's show, put out an Instagram message for him saying, "Hey, I'm super hyped that the Snyder Cut's coming out for the fans." But to echo what you're saying, you can't take full stock into the fact that we're going to get Ben Affleck back. But would I love him back? Hell yes. And
yeah.
if I even see a spark of potential there, you better believe I'm going to be on this channel fighting for that the whole time, like we did for the Snyder Cut.
But the rumor is that they're gonna give him like an HBO Max series, right?
Oh, is that the rumor? I didn't hear that rumor.
That's the rumor that I read before I got on this. So
Wow.
the rumor is that they're gonna give him like HBO Max series of being Batman. So
That would be nuts. That would be nuts. I would love that. I would love that. And Ben Affleck looks to be in good spirits now. If you've seen recent pictures of him, he's actually pretty healthy. And who wouldn't look like that if you got Ana de Armas by your side, right? So, man, I just hope that's true. That sounds awesome. But, again, grain of salt, I'm happy to be a DCEU fan right now. But yeah, cool. Let's, that's kind of what we had to talk about. Let us know what you guys had to say, or do you think Ben Affleck's coming back? Let us know what you think about that. Let us know what you think about the Superman rumors. But before we end this video, it's been a while since Darren and I have kind of read the comments on this channel. So let's go ahead and just kind of scroll through some comments here together. Darren, let me share the screen right here. Let's see. Boom. Okay, right here. We got some comments to read, Darren.
the first comment at the top. Mario Sepp.
Mas guapo. Mas guapo. So if you guys don't, Darren, translate that for the audiences.
I don't know what that means. It's like, oh my gosh, or whatever in Tagalog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, so we got Marco Zolo saying possible future for HBO Justice League miniseries seasons. I don't know about seasons. I do think it's probably going to be a one-off, and if it is received well, I think possibly a movie for a sequel. That's what I think. Let's see. This guy, Hussam Awad. Guys, it's a long time fan. It's my first time posting. Welcome on board, Hussam. I really want 3 projects: Lobo, Grendel, and 100 Bullets. And other than that, Justice League's gonna blow collective minds. I'm not sure I'm familiar with Grendel and 100 Bullets. Are you familiar with that, Darren?
I'm familiar with. I don't know if it was called Grendel and 100 Bullets, but I'm familiar with 100 Bullets. It's a comic book.
Okay. Okay.
From Image.
From Image. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Lobo, I think that's far and away in the distance right now. I can't imagine that's going to be something that happens right now. But hey, man, let's get our fingers crossed, Hassan. Hawaii Panda hides Jazzy. Oh, it's my coworker's daughter. What's up, Jazzy? Royal says yes. Now let's get Ben back. We just talked about that. What's up? He's been a long time follower.
Yeah.
Nico Panther, please let this be true. Superman, we need a home for Henry Cavill. Nico, you're always so positive on our channel. We got comments talking about Ben Affleck returning right here. Jay, what's up, Jay? I know you're always, you've been you've never let up on the Snyder Cut, right? Jason Love, what's up, Jason Love? It looks like you always believed he was coming back. And then Mario H says he went to go do some witchery, and he's talking about The Witcher. What'd you think about The Witcher, by the way, Darren? Did you that show?
Dude, I didn't finish it. Like, I don't know. That series is just not for me, I guess.
I thought it was all right.
I think it's like a slow start in the beginning, right? And it eventually
the end is pretty awesome. The end is pretty awesome. It does tie all together, but But yeah, it was kind of slow. It was cool to see Henry Cavill, but other than that, it was an okay show.
The fight scenes are crazy though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Go up real quick. Go to Shinekage.
Shinakage.
Yeah, Rob. I see them,
Yeah,
bro.
man. I've been, I haven't been hit the gym in so long because of this COVID-19. But thank you, I appreciate it. But yes, we need this. Shin's always been fighting for Superman. I know. Let's see if we got um, any comments that stood out to you recently, Darren. And guys, we read all your comments. Thank you guys for commenting in. Um, I assume Zach needed up to 30 million to finish. Darren just talked about the amount of money that's going to be needed. Oh, I thought this comment was interesting. Let's end up on this comment. This Voodoo Dome says, I thought Berlanti shows were bad because it's on CW. The Titans came to DC Universe, and I thought his shows would be different. I was wrong. I'm nervous for Green Lantern. And then down here, MGS Big Boss, what's up, MGS Big Boss? You always dropping the knowledge on us over here. Saying, after seeing Stargirl's episode opener, I'm not too nervous anymore, though. Green Lantern simply needs that kind of budget and effects spent on its episodes per season, and for the show to be clever in its development by starting low at first in terms of scale and slowly build up the universe in the series, given how massively cosmic the whole scale of Green Lantern Corps is. So first of all, Darren, I know you're a huge Green Lantern fan. And first of all, I want you to get your opinion on that. And second of all, have you seen Stargirl, and have you started Stargirl? Because I know you got DC Universe, right?
Yeah, I started Stargirl. I saw the first episode. I don't know why I've been procrastinating on watching the second episode. But the first episode was actually better than I thought. I was expecting some type of like CW influence. I don't know why, just because they also are showing it on there as well. But
yeah,
there's no soap opera moment in this show. It takes itself seriously. There are some comedic moments, but I feel like it fits the tone with the whole like seriousness of the show.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I saw that first action sequence. I plan on watching it eventually, but I saw that first action sequence and I was like, dude, that looks like it was full movie budget right there. It was awesome.
I mean, that's how all the DC Universe shows look like, right? So
yeah. Well, I haven't got to see any of them yet, guys. Don't kill me.
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, in terms of his Green Lantern comment, I really believe like I feel like the fact that it's going to be on HBO Max and it's going to get that movie like budget, it's going to do the whole Green Lantern lore like justice. And so I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. Greg Berlanti, I mean, he could be like a hit or miss, like just like Titans on DC Universe. There are like some story points where it's just like super lazy writing, especially with the whole like one of the deaths in there. It's super. It was really lazy. R.I.P. Wonder Girl.
Damn.
So yeah, yeah.
It's all good.
So yeah. Besides that, I'm really excited for Green Lantern series, but let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
Man, I put out a video about being excited. I know Jeff Johns is part of it, and Stargirl like is close to his heart because it's like based on his sister or something. So in terms of him being attached to Green Lantern, I put out a video weeks ago about how I was excited about it because Jeff Johns has done some amazing Green Lantern stories. But I do know his backstory. I do know that he's hard to work with. That he tried to pull a lot of strings behind the scenes of Justice League, and for that I don't forgive him for that stuff. But I do love his comic book writing, and of course comic book writing and movies are completely different. But to have someone with his knowledge base as an encyclopedia for DC to be on the project, I don't think it could hurt, as long as the creatives get to make the final say. You know, he's a producer, but Green Lantern on HBO, I'm super hyped. An HBO quality show done right. You know, I just finished watching The Watchmen. I know it's hecka late, but that was amazing on HBO. You know, and any HBO series, they have some of my favorite shows of all time: Boardwalk Empire, Game of Thrones. There's just countless shows on HBO. I just absolutely love.
Just think of Game of Thrones, but in space.
I'm sure every streaming service wants their own Game of Thrones, right? And if this could be it, man, that'd be awesome.
This could be it.
Yeah,
never know, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you get to your meeting, Darren. It's cool
Yeah.
to talk to you again, man. We'll catch up soon. And thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to give this video a like. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Comment down below. Let us know what you think, and hopefully me and Darren can catch up soon and read all your comments thoroughly in the next video. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good weekend.
Later, guys. Peace.
Peace.